more than World War II veterans now, so you'll be interested in hearing this. Okay.
All right. I'll just stand right here.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you to Ms. Pat for inviting me, and thank you to you guys for letting me come to your meeting. As she said, my name is Jennifer Cobb. I am the local volunteer for the Middle Georgia Honor Flight chapter. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself just to get you caught up to how I got involved in this. For the past 10 years, I worked on Robins Air Force Base as a DoD civilian. I did what's called foreign military sales. So I worked a lot with foreign allies who buy our planes and then need, American expertise to help run their air forces. Anyway, in the 10 years that I was there, I couldn't find anybody to marry me. So I ended up marrying an Army captain, because that was the only reason I was there. No, I'm just playing. But I ended up marrying an Army captain, and that's how I ended up in Columbus, because he brought me here. So, but right before I left the Warner Robins Air Force Base, we started a chapter of the Honor Flight, and they were like, well, since you're going to Columbus anyway, and you like to talk to everybody, you go be our representative in Columbus. So that's like to catch you up on how I got this gig. So, has anyone heard of the Honor Flight before?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I've heard of it.
Well, luckily, I'm telling everybody about it. Okay, so the mission of the Honor Flight, of course, is to honor the selfless sacrifices of U.S. veterans by providing no-cost transport to Washington, D.C. war memorials for our World War II, Korean, and Vietnam men and women, along with the terminally ill veterans, regardless of conflict served. So basically what that says in a nutshell is we're going out and we're trying to find veterans from World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam, as well as anybody that you might know that is terminally ill, and get them on a flight to Washington, D.C., okay, to see the war memorials, because they're beautiful, they really are. So here's a little bit of background about Honor Flight nationwide. It started back in 2005 out of Ohio. So there's already been about 200,000 veterans that have done this trip. There's about 153 hubs spread out across the state, and in Georgia we actually have a hub in Atlanta and then a hub in Savannah, and then like I said, we just started one in the Middle Georgia area around Warner Robins. So that's three hubs in Georgia. We were able to go ahead and get our 501(c), so we're an official nonprofit. So when I come around begging for money, you guys can give it to me and write off on your taxes. And we've got 9 board members. Most of them are retired Air Force. We've got, of course, I never know what these things mean, but we have a lieutenant colonel and then like chief master sergeants that are on our board. So already since February, we've been able to get enough veterans around Middle Georgia, Macon, Warner Robins to do a flight. So we actually have a flight scheduled the 8th of September. But what we're hoping is that you guys can get us enough people out of Muskogee County that we can do another flight that's Muskogee veterans.
How many is enough people?
Since we're chartering the plane, we don't do more than 30 because it's not going to be like it's not going to be a big like Delta plane. It's going to be smaller. We fly out of the regional airports. So for you guys,
Not 30 veterans.
no, 30 people. Let me make sure that I clarify that. It's 30 people in total, but the breakdown is with the veterans, we like for a guardian to go with them, and then we also like for there to be 2 medical personnel on each flight. And that's just because of the different ages of the veterans. We just want to be as safe as possible. And as you guys know from going to DC, just depending on the time of year, it gets real hot or it can be real cold, and then there's a ton of walking. There's steps and, so we just want to be as safe as possible. So this is what the typical Honor Flight day is. So you get up early in the morning and you arrive at whatever airport about 5 a.m. And then you take off and you land about 7 a.m. And you do the whole day of war memorials. We feed you, so the price for guardians includes them being fed. We bring you back, and you're usually back at your home airport about 9 p.m. So you would need somebody to pick you up at that point. So I'm here today, like I said, to try to see if I can get as many of you guys who are interested in signing up as veterans to sign up. I've got applications with me. The main thing I want to point out is that veterans, it's no cost. But the people who are their guardians, the average cost is about $350 per person. But people have turned this into like a family type special occasion. There have been people who have, like, their family has driven up and then they met up with their family, that type of thing. So you can do it like that. Hopefully you will have a family member or somebody that you're already close to who wants to be guardian for you. If not, don't not apply just because you don't think you have a guardian, because we do have people who are lined up in the wings, ready to pay the $350 and ready to be guardians. So just in case you don't think you know a guardian, that don't stop yourself from going. Okay, and also, if you're not interested in doing the trip, or if you've done the trip before, if you'd like to sign up to be a volunteer like I am and go out and talk to other VFWs or whomever, the churches, wherever you know some veterans are, let me know that as well, and we can get you set up with the material to pass out. And then finally, if you've gone before and you'd like to be somebody's guardian, that would be extra great, because we love to have the guardians, because that way we know we can do the trips for the vets. And then the last thing I'm gonna say is a push for money, because obviously if I say it's no cost for vets, that means I'm raising the money someplace. So what we would like to do is reach out, since I'm new to Columbus, I've only been living here about 4 months. I don't know if there's already any established fundraising or any established places that give out grants or whatever, but if you guys could let me know something like that, I'd be glad to jump on that and feed that up to the guys that I work with, and we'd help with funding. So does anyone have any questions? Yes, sir.
You said, don't film me.
Just film me. I'm wearing this afro just for this.
You said you had 30 places.
Mhm.
But if each of the vets has a person, then you only really have room for 15 vets.
We really only have, it's more accurate to say 14 vets,
14.
because we try to keep 2 medical, so like an EMT.
Okay, so then it would be backing off to be even less
Yeah.
than 14, because you said 4 people was.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it'd be like, it would be.
so you really don't have a lot of room.
No, it's not a lot of room. It's not a lot of room. But that's why we want to be able to do multiple flights, and that's why we're hitting the fundraising so hard in Middle Georgia. In Middle Georgia, we were able to speak to a family that routinely gives out grants, and like fellowships from their family trust, and so we were able to secure a good bit of money to get us started from them. But yeah, that's another reason we like Columbus so much, because it's similar to Macon in that there is a regional airport, and we feel like we could, churn the flights out. Because yes, it's not very much room. No more than 14 vets could go, yeah.
Aflac done this a couple of years back for World War II veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be a sponsor.
Oh, okay, I'll write that down.
Humana?
Okay.
That's when the World War II memorial was dedicated, and they took a bunch of them up there.
Okay.
Do you have business cards with you?
I don't actually, because we're a volunteer organization, we didn't make business cards because we're trying to keep costs down. So basically all I have are copies of the applications, one for what a veteran himself would fill out or herself would fill out, and then one for the guardian.
You can give us your point of contact information, yes?
I do. So I don't know if you want me to.
Do you want to just leave these with us?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
It's my intention to leave those with you.
So would you give us your phone number?
Yeah, my phone number is 470